What up, Bulls Nation? We've got a live CHGO Bulls podcast coming up right now. Uncle Will's in the house. We're talking about Billy Donovan and how he projects to be involved in the Bulls rebuild moving forward. He's said a lot and been asked a lot about how he views NBA rebuilds and whether or not he likes being a part of them. We've heard a lot from Kobe and Modest recently about being a guy who coaches his young players hard. We're also going to rewind to last season's trade deadline because he said some similar stuff then that he just said again a couple weeks ago. That's all ahead next. What's going on, Bulls Nation? Welcome into the CHGO Bulls podcast. Coming to you live from our CHGO Xfinity Loft here in downtown Chicago. CHGO Bulls presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app with code CHGO365 when you sign up. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Thanks for being here, Bulls Nation. Hit that like button if you're hanging out with us on YouTube. I'm Peck, Bulls_Peck. Big day, bow, BAWL Sports. Will, the GOAT Gottlieb, who's been at the United Center for this very long homestand, in the saddle, Will_Gottlieb. Joey C., king of the controls, hanging out with us. He's Mikeless because our fourth mic right now, four-time champ.
Who could it be?
NBA analyst, Bulls forever. Uncle Will, back in the saddle. What up, Uncle Will? Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, man.
I like how you were setting that up as so people couldn't see who it was on the set.
No, you just got you
and for our final act,
the hat gave it away. Like you don't know who that is. So.
Yeah, because he wears it normally.
That's right.
Yeah, but I like how Will claimed that last seat over there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's his. Mm-hmm. Oh, it's his. Yes, he is, man. It's his.
People
and it
just
belongs
want
to no one else but him.
It's easier to look at the middle. That's what the people want to see. You're here for your insights. Let's not get it twisted.
It reminds me of a Seinfeld issue. We'll get off base here real quick.
I love it.
Come on. You know I love a Seinfeld episode. Come on.
Obviously, he basically he exposed he can't go left.
It's like a
that also makes me
issue.
think of Stiller in Zoolander.
Well done.
Confessing that he's not I'm not an ambi-turner.
Not an ambi-turner.
I must sit in this seat. So we are going to talk a lot about Billy Donovan and the past year of this rebuild, retool. What's the new word that AK is using?
Stage.
It's just a stage.
It's a stage. It's just a phase. It's just a phase.
Yeah, that's it.
Because a lot of Bulls fans are wondering how on board with all this Billy is.
Oh, pump brakes.
Is that like a petulant child's stage?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like a frustrated, irritable teenager.
Yeah.
They're gonna grow
Just
out
a
of it.
stage.
Or your terrible
Just a
twos.
Yeah.
Like that's
He's in the
it's a stage.
grunge. You know what I mean?
It's a rebuild. It's not a rebuild.
Flannels.
The goth.
Yeah. The
Oh
golf.
yeah,
You know.
the eyeliner.
Right.
Really, yeah.
The earring in the nose. It's a stage.
Dyed black hair.
Clarification.
Mohawk.
My name is Claude now. It's one of those, man. It's one of those.
I could really go down a rabbit hole.
Oh, man.
So before we dive into, we do have a little surprise treat for you, Perdue. But you just mentioned us before we went live that you were doing Windy City Bulls last night with our pal Mark Chanowski and talking about how wonderful it has been to watch the legend Yuki Kawamura getting a lot of tick with the Windy City Bulls.
He really is, and he kind of reminds me, of an old school player.
Okay.
He obviously, when he plays, is playing with a point guard mentality.
Mm-hmm.
And numerous times when he had the basketball, he had the opportunity to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
But even when he's dribbling, he doesn't even look at the basket. He's looking left, looking right. He had a pass one time. Literally, he had to have eyes in the back of his head last night. It's almost like he had the spider sense,
Ooh.
right? The tingling.
Spidey.
Yep. The one time, but it was just, he basically seeks out contact, number one. So, and not so much to get the foul, but so that he knows where the defender is, right? Once he gets past the defender, I found it interesting. He's not looking to create space, right? Let me get away. He literally is trying to like Velcro, get it past him just enough, but keep him on his hip. So now he's like, okay, I know where that one is. I can visually see the other 4.
Okay.
So now I know where everybody is. So when I get ready to make this pass, I know that this guy can't get it or that guy can't get it. And then the passing is on point. Occasionally, he tried to make the spectacular play.
Sure.
But not often. But then it's almost like as he continues to penetrate, and then it's like, okay, now I'm at 6 feet. Nobody has yet to pick me up, so I guess I'll just shoot.
Right.
Very rarely does he actually catch and shoot.
Right.
Even when he's wide open, right? And he's basically had the last 2 games, almost had a triple-double each night.
He did, yeah.
Right? Now, the interesting thing is, and people are like, why isn't this guy in the league? It's just, and I've had the same conversation about McClung. They're really enjoyable to watch.
Yeah.
McClung, everybody talked about his lack of consistency from behind the three-point line. I think he's really addressed that this year. I mean, at one point last night, I think he was 4 for 4.
Oh.
Maybe ended up 4 for 6.
Okay. All right.
But the one thing, and I think since you asked that question, I want to get your guys' opinion. Size does matter.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because the interesting thing was, who was on the Wisconsin Herd, a former Big Ten Player of the Year that just hasn't been able to stick in the league, and Johnny Davis.
Oh, Johnny Davis is there. Okay,
Remember, he was
I remember Johnny
He was
Davis.
a first-round pick.
Yeah.
For the Wizards. He just couldn't make it, and he's bouncing around the league, and now, he's in the G League. And he struggled in the first half. But the one thing he did do, because he was struggling, Yuki started to guard him a little bit because in the second half they kind of made him the primary ball handler. He just went at him.
Attacked.
And Yuki had some problems with that because it's just a lack of size.
Let me ask you, because Yuki said that the 2 players that he tries to emulate because he was very fascinated by them coming up was Steve Nash and Jason Kidd.
Oh, yeah.
So do you see that in that game, in his game?
Absolutely. Right? Because it's, I know Kendall hates it, but the one-handed pass.
Yeah.
Right? The flip shot, the driving through the paint but not shooting. You're like, dude, you just had a layup. You just passed up a layup, right? But he's perusing the defense, trying to find that guy on the perimeter. So.
Oh, hey, everybody.
Hey,
it's
Sarah
Bear.
Bear. She's setting up your mic, making sure you can be heard.
In-show mic check?
By all the people, we need to make
Did
sure.
we not do a
Oh, she said, she's fixing things over there.
Said
Sarah Bear on camera fixing up microphones,
wait a minute.
making sure she's
wow,
right.
you just got unplugged.
Wow.
Unplugged. Oh, he is taking them off. And those takes were too hot, Will
Those takes
Perdue.
were too hot.
Too hot.
You got to censor Uncle
So
Will.
he had to censor, put him in timeout for a second over here,
I didn't see
man.
anybody's phone ring.
Oh, man. It's on vibrate. It's on vibrate.
Let me add my 2 cents on these guys real quick,
Sure.
because I think they are really interesting players. But I think your point is pretty spot on, Will, that just like it's very difficult for players that are that small. And even McClung is 6'1", 6'2",
Yeah,
to
if
make an
that.
impact in the league. And when you talk about the size and the scalability, where Yuki has been so good with the ball in his hands, but can he have that role at the NBA level? We talked about this problem with Giddey, where if he's playing off the ball, what kind of an impact is he making? And I think the lack of shooting and the lack of defense is going to be a challenge for him to overcome. I'm not saying it's impossible, but those are, I think, the areas where he has to improve his game. And so it's one thing to see him put up triple doubles and make spectacular passes in the G League. That's a different level and a different role that he's going to have at the NBA level. And so especially when you're talking about 6 guards ahead of him in the rotation, it's just going to be a challenge. And you're seeing that with Rob Dillingham too, where he's very small. He is, he was an electric shooter and scorer at Kentucky, but has not been able to replicate that so far with the Bulls. That's going to be a challenge for him. And then even if he can do that, how is he not going to get hunted if the Bulls are playing at a higher level? How is he going to contribute when he's away from the ball if he's playing next to Josh Giddey or next to, Trey Jones, whoever it may be? So I think in addition to both of those guys really developing their on-ball game, which is kind of their bread and butter, they're also really going to have to learn how to play away from the ball. And at that size, it's just going to be a challenge.
Yeah, that's real. Go ahead, man.
No, I mean, I know, Dave, you are somebody who's very gung-ho about wanting to see more of Yuki, and not with the Windy City Bulls, but with the actual Bulls. But we're in a situation where even after the trade deadline, the Bulls have 6 guards, not counting Yuki.
Yeah.
That they're theoretically trying to get minutes for. But now all of a sudden, that's a different scenario. We're not sure when Jaden Ivey's going to be back. If he's going to be back, 2 weeks before your evaluation with knee soreness, that seems kind of ambiguous right now, or amphibious, depending on
amphibious.
Shout out Chris Webber, and then also Anthony Simons, who we were discussing in last night's pregame show. Oh, by the way, he re-aggravated a small fracture in his wrist that he has had since training camp with the Celtics last fall. So I don't know. What's up, Joe?
We got to do a mic check. See?
You good? All right, Will's good.
Hey.
Will's good. All right, he's back.
Joey,
This is live television.
All right.
Let me close this out because we've got a lot to talk about. And, I'm not trying to be negative or anything, but just, I hate to say this, but it's a true statement. Mm-hmm. Guards are a dime a dozen.
Oh, like running backs in the NFL?
Yeah. Guards are the new bigs.
Yeah, but that's also people like, okay, what about Muggsy? What about Spud Webb? It was a different game when they played, right? It was more of a post-up game.
It's now a simple game.
Play in the paint, work from inside out. Now you work from outside in.
Yes, correct,
right?
correct.
I mean, even though, like last night, we talked to McClung post-game. I love talking to him. I love his attitude. I love his work ethic. I mean, I saw him in the weight room prior to the game doing his workout coming into the game.
Yeah.
Right? And if you look at his last 3 games, it's 34, 39, and whatever he had last night. He had 38, and he missed 2 free throws. But remember, that's 4 points. He missed the front end of a three-pointer, right? Because remember, in the G League, 1 shot can equal 2 or 3, depending on the foul, except for the last 2 minutes. And he missed a 3-pointer free throw, so he got 0, and he missed a 2-pointer free throw. So he left 5 points right there, and I think he had 38.
38 and 8.
So, but he kind of got caught a couple cuts back door.
Okay.
Right? His hands have gotten a lot better as far as defensively. But he just, a couple times, was just overpowered by size. Not necessarily by strength, but just by size. And I think you use the proper word, right? Because you even see it now. People will hunt him out. They'll hunt Yuki out.
Yeah.
And then basically the
It's
coach,
a smart thing to do.
regardless whether it's the Bulls or any other team, they'll be forced to take him out, right? Because you see it now with what teams are doing in late game situations. They'll keep running the screen roll until they get giddy on the guy they want.
Right. I mean, people do that with Trae Young, like in the Atlanta Hawks playoff series that they've been in.
Yeah.
It's repeatedly hunt Trae Young.
Yeah.
And that's where, at the end of the day, you're like, regular season, yeah. But as we've continued to talk about, once you get to the playoffs, every single weakness you have is exposed.
Correct.
Well, the good news there, Perdue, is that I don't know when the next time is that the Bulls are
That's
going to
right.
be playing in a
This is
playoff
way
game.
down this is why I'm like, play them.
That's a tomorrow Peck problem.
Yeah, seriously. That's why I'm like, play that
Listen,
young
I
man.
think, and I think this is kind of the way it's going to go for McClung. I think he's just going to be a career 2-way guy.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
But you know what? You can make some pretty damn good money being
I
a
agree
career
with that
2-way
as
guy.
well.
As Go pointed out, he's already, 26, 27?
Yeah.
He's already well into his career and looks to be a 2-way guy. / 3-time dunk champion. Perhaps retired. Perhaps just doing a little fake MJ retirement before he does it again.
Well, he said last night, we actually had him post-game, and Mark Shanowski asked him, and he said, I was going back and forth in the league, and then he didn't make it sound like it was mutual, but they decided to go in another direction is what it sounded like.
Meaning that he would have been open to it, but
He said he was.
yeah. Well, maybe the
Posted a
league was
video
just
with all the dunks he would have
we
done.
don't. We're trying to continuously fix All-Star Weekend and all of its various festivities and events, and McClung Part 4 maybe didn't have exactly the fresh look that the league was looking for as
Yeah,
far as
but
All-Star Weekend.
hindsight's 20/20 on that one.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you saying you weren't bowled over by the dunk contest this year?
I'm just glad it was in the afternoon.
It's so funny because a lot of people had an issue with that because the league didn't really make a big point of letting everyone know, hey, by the way, All-Star Saturday is
happening
if you live on the West
later.
Coast, we're starting at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
Just put the 3-point
Well, that's
contest last.
funny you mentioned that because
That's
I was
it.
in Palm Springs, as we are every year.
Lex.
And
As we are every year.
we walk in to have lunch, and all of a sudden my brother-in-law goes,
hey, the dunk contest is on. I'm like,
what? Say what now?
Say what?
Well,
kidding me?
that lets you get your
8:45 in
round
the
in, you get the
morning.
All-Star, and then you get to bed nice and early so you can wake up for
Oh,
that.
I loved it, but it was
6
just-
a.m. tea time?
it's kind of funny that you would think that, okay, we're going to squeeze the NBA in between the Olympics.
Right.
Yeah. Just slide it right in.
We got to knock out our first ad break. When we come back, we got to show Uncle Will a little piece of a chat we had with his pal Horace from a few weeks ago.
Yes.
Allow him to respond to it, and then we're going to dive into a lot of Billy Donovan and Bulls rebuild talk. That is all still ahead. Hit the like button for yourselves, Bulls Nation. Hit the like button for Joey and Sarah. Working on some mic stuff.
Working it
In
out.
the first block of the show.
Mics and cameras.
We'll be right back.
Yeah. 5 years. Five.
Five.
Down 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 of those things, ladies and gentlemen. Lock and change within those 5 years. Will Gottlieb could be a nice guy and then be just a complete mean person.
No, impossible.
Impossible! It can never happen. But a lot can change in 5 years. They can do that. What won't change is Xfinity's price guarantee, ladies and gentlemen, and that amazing service that you get from Xfinity. All your devices working in perfect harmony, like 5 Will Gottliebs for 5 whole years, ladies and gentlemen.
Too much perfectness.
Oh, too much perfectly qualified things happening. And here's the best part. No annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment will be included with it, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Matt Peck loves it. Will the Gottlieb.
Will the Gottlieb.
Yeah, Will the Gottlieb. He's the guy. Joey C., he's a fan. We all rock with Xfinity. So lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Once you get that awesome deal locked in, reward yourself by going to a wonderful spot that offers sports on TV, delicious wings, and thirst-quenching beverages.
That exists?
Of course, I'm talking about Hooters.
Hooters!
Check out their drink of the month. Quench your thirst with the Tito's Strawberry Lemonade. Oh, dear God, I want one right now. A refreshing blend of Tito's handmade vodka lemonade and a splash of strawberry puree. Only $8 all month long at Hooters. And take advantage of their weekday lunch specials. $9.99 or less.
Are you
That's
out of your
right.
mind?
Like boneless wings, OG wings, blackened chicken Caesar salad, and their original Hooters burger and more. Available every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Cheer on your favorite team, or maybe catch some of the tourney coming up at one of the 11 Chicagoland Hooters locations. Check them out at theoriginalhooters.com. CHGO Bulls rolling along here on Wednesday afternoon. Thanks for being here, Bulls Nation. Peck, Big Dave, Uncle Will's in the house, Goat's here, Joey C on the controls. Before we dive back in, quick reminder that tomorrow, 6 p.m. Central Time, Dave, myself, Joey C, and you, Bulls Nation, are going to be hanging out at the Standard Bar on Milwaukee in Wicker Park doing our Michelob Ultra Pop a Shot Showdown.
Yeah.
That means free Bulls tickets.
Yeah.
If you win that Papa Shot contest. It means Bulls Blazers action tipping off at 7. It means free delicious samples of Michelob Ultra and whatever else you might like to partake in at the Standard while you're talking Bulls with your fellow Bulls fans.
It's true. You coming through, Will Perdue?
No.
So I asked me, it's real. Oh, I forgot to mess with you because you big-timed me at the Derrick Rose thing. Man.
Oh!
I'm sorry. I forgot to mess with you about
I did
that.
not big time you.
Big-time me, dog.
I couldn't get up to you guys. There's
All
security.
the flex, like right
We
there.
big-timed him.
Everybody wanted to talk to Will Perdue.
No, I tried to get up there, but
people.
security, I tried to step off the elevator, and they're like, ticket, please.
They security'd Will Perdue.
You?
I said, I'm going to talk to Big Dave. They're like,
Is it
he don't want to talk to you.
Yeah,
Big
there's a
Dave's
shuffle right there.
Security.
Will.
It wasn't UC security. It was Big Dave security.
Right, it was
that
not
turned
my
you
own
away.
personal security. Like you see
I
a
thought
7-foot-tall dude with 4 rings. You tell him I said stay away.
I thought it was Rum DMC, but they said it was Dave Security.
Run DMC. Oh man, you stopped listening to music a long while ago. Shout out Run
Hey,
DMC, baby.
Which I respect.
Yeah.
So did I.
You said so did I.
No,
I just keep listening to the
I will
good stuff from a
clarify.
long
I
time
told
ago.
Dave that I would try to stop by. Unfortunately, I kind of got caught up and I just
Doing big time stuff.
No, not really. It was kind of some of it was bullshit, but you know,
It's all right.
sometimes you got to learn to say no, and I struggle with that sometimes.
That's
It is
fair.
hard because you're a people pleaser, Will.
Yeah.
You are.
But I wasn't pleased, but it's all right.
All right. So
You didn't think about it till the next day.
yeah, you know, I just thought about it now. Like
That
it just
son
crossed
of a
my
bitch
mind.
didn't even stop by and say hello. It was that important. Yep.
a few weeks ago, Uncle Will, we had the pleasure of being joined here in studio by your old teammate Horace Grant.
Horace Grant.
Who's been
Hey, first of all, what was Horace pushing?
well, so he's got a new show.
Okay, I knew it was something.
Legends of the Game, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Horace.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
Was he drinking Scotty's bourbon while he was doing it?
No, because he told us that Scotty asked him to
wouldn't
send him money to
Yeah,
get him a case.
exactly what he said.
And
Say
Horace-
what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scotty was like, you
Horace
send
was
the
like,
check,
oh,
I'll send
Scotty,
you a
let me try
case.
your bourbon. And Scotty said, send me a check.
Yeah.
So remind me to tell you a story about that when we.
All right.
Let's go through this.
Let's
part
go through this
first.
story.
Joey, Big Dave asked a little something about Purdue.
I did. Like every time, my memories of him is him scrapping with those Detroit guys and Bill Laimbeer and stuff like that. Like, was he always just ready to go? Like when he was in the game?
Oh, absolutely. Because it comes from practice and the confidence that we had in each other. Will had those size 22s, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, he had them 22s, and Will worked so extremely hard in the weight room to build the weight and the muscles.
Yeah,
So
Got it
Big
together.
Will.
Big Will. Yeah.
Big Will.
So getting credit for the work in the weight room, Uncle Will.
Putting it in, Will.
Well, I'm glad Horace brought that up because, first of all, I need his address to send him the check. 'Cause I'm sure that's what he's hoping happens. But so, my rookie year, I didn't play a lot. Obviously, I joked. I remember I made a joke. The coaches didn't appreciate it. We were doing something, and I said, yeah, I'm going to change my name on the back of my jersey. And they're like, what are you going to put on there? I'm going to put DNPCD.
Hey, you can let Jaden Ivey borrow it.
Yep. So the coaches didn't really think that was too funny, but I was also the same guy when I got fined $100. I brought all pennies, but
That was a good one.
I
Eddie
didn't.
Perdue.
I didn't agree with the fine, and they didn't appreciate when I came in with the big bag and just dropped it on the table.
Walked out.
Well, what are we going to do with that? I'm like, I don't know, but my fine's paid.
And I guarantee you it was 100. You
But-
counted them joints out.
Al Vermeil and Eric Helen were the head strength coach and the assistant strength coach, and they were very supportive of me. And that was kind of like my crutch, right? Because I wasn't playing a lot, I spent a lot of time in the weight room. And Al used to have me over to his house all the time. Eric Helen ended up living in my basement for a year.
Can't
just
say no.
stuff like that,
Can I stay in
should've-
your basement, Will?
Yeah, you sure can.
Right on.
I charged him, but I only charged him.
Left that part out. Okay.
I only charged him $500.
Okay.
A night?
No, a month.
Okay.
A month. Well, that's not bad.
And he had a waterbed, and
That's a good deal.
I always was afraid that waterbed was going to pop or something was going to he was going to flood my basement. But
Oh,
And then
that wasn't your basement guest room mattress of choice. He brought a waterbed.
no, the basement was supposed to be my man cave.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. It was basically the way that it was just a townhome in Deerfield, right? And it really only had 2 full-size bathrooms. I mean, the primary, the secondary. The third bathroom was basically supposed to be a office. Literally, it was like 9 feet by 9 feet, right? Pretty small.
I've lived in such rooms.
And the basement was big enough to be like an oversized living room that you were supposed to make a man cave. You put the TV, the couch. But I hadn't done it yet. And Eric was looking for a place to live. And I said, yeah, just come live in my basement. And I lived right around the corner from the practice facility.
The
you know.
Berto.
And then I used to have to go down there and collect all my bowls because he would eat cereal down there. Never bring the bowls up.
The kitchenware raccoons are the worst as far as roommates go.
And then he
I've
used
been
to make,
there, man.
Used to make shake and bake chicken all the time and leave crap all over the counters.
Man.
I had to treat him like a kid,
Yeah.
right? What was it we were talking about? He was going through a phase,
Oh, yeah, the
He
face.
was
Yeah.
going through
It's
a
just the
phase.
stage he was in.
The shaky
like
big
AK.
face.
but it was yeah, right before he got engaged actually.
Yep.
But
Then he grew up.
Yeah.
but
Moved out.
it was just spending all that time in the weight room. And the one thing about I think that those that work out. So Matt wouldn't know the answer to this, but
Yo.
you see the results, right?
Right.
So when you're working out, you see yourself getting stronger, and
Yeah.
so you kind of fall in love with it.
Yeah.
So that's where I spent a lot of time, and ultimately, it paid dividends. But that's the one thing that people don't understand, regardless of how good you are in college,
Yeah.
the strength and the size and the speed of which the NBA game is played. It's like I mean, literally, some people adapt very quickly, but those people are rare.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, watch a Rob Dillingham game at Kentucky and then watch the last couple games he's played here. It's like he was just electric. Like I know I've used that word a bunch with him, but he was moving at a different level.
No, you're right.
And
But
now you see him, and it's just like he's way under athletic. He's way too small.
But it's just like,
he'll get there maybe, but
okay, so you're driving a Corvette, not a Corvette, but a Camaro Z28, juiced up. You're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
Until that Ferrari pulls up next to you, you're like, not cool.
Well, I mean, like when I hear Horace say that, I think of course, that montage scene in one of the episodes of The Last Dance when they're talking about you guys getting over the Pistons hump. I mean, honestly, I could close my eyelids and just play that entire documentary from like start to finish. And they're talking about going in the weight room to try and like match the physicality of that Bad Boys Pistons team.
Yep.
And there's one shot of a young, strapping Uncle Will with like the high and tight, dirty blonde hair.
100 pennies.
And you were doing some squat where you had weights on your shoulders, right? And some
Right.
machine. And watching you do those squats, I was like, both my femurs just shattered. Like, there was so much freaking weight on your shoulders. I was like, do you remember still at the peak of your like strength and conditioning routine what you were lifting?
Yeah, I mean, not really. I mean, the main thing was that Al used to always talk about it was about explosion, strength, and power.
Yeah.
Right? And then we used to do, but Al was ahead of his time, right? Al would disappear every summer and go over to Russia, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria for like a month and learn about their training methods, right? And then come back and work with us. We had Ben Johnson's sprint coach, right? I know the whole drug thing, but it was he brought him in so we could work on our first 30 yards about – being able to change directions, right? But it's that first 30 yards of we never did we used to have back when Doug Collins was a coach, we used to have to finish out our first practice by running a mile in a certain time. But Al hated that. Yeah. Because Al talked about that just teaches you to run slow. That's not what you do in this game. It's 94 feet sprints. Right. I mean, the longest distances we used to ever run with Al in training was 200 yards. But now we would do, 3 sets of 10, 200s, with 30 seconds rest in between and then 2 minutes in between each set. But it was just all about the explosion aspect of getting out, of, being able to change directions, being able to the second and third jump, all those things. But the interesting thing was, and I always used to butt heads with Phil. So I sat down and Phil was like, well, we need you to get bigger and stronger. And I'm like, all right. So one year, sat down with Al and Eric. We came up with this great plan. I mean, I was working out twice a day, 4 days a week.
Insane.
I came into camp. I was 265, 8% body fat.
My God.
And I was just like, it was to the point where I was like, flexing in the mirror, and I'd never looked like that.
As you should.
Right? And I was ready to go. But
pay me to keep a shirt on. You kidding?
The minute that we started two-a-days, my knees were screaming. And I told the doctor, I got x-rays, MRIs. They were just like, dude, we can't find anything. So now all of a sudden I'm fearing that the doctor is telling the coaches that, well, we can't find anything. I don't know what's wrong with him. And they're like, he's lying.
Well, before we go to break, there was another story that Horace Grant told us that I asked him about, and he told us on the show about you.
Hate to do it.
Want to hear, but we want to hear this, sir. Our guy, Will Perdue. He does this show with us, and we love Will. I would be remiss, sir, if I didn't ask you if you could give us just one Will Perdue story, something that stands out in your mind about the Vanderbilt legend.
Oh, man. Well, other than MJ punching him.
Don't do it like that.
We'll know I love Will. We'll know I love him. But but he just irritated MJ that one time, and MJ said, "Will, stop setting illegal picks." It was practice.
Okay.
If you know Phil was like, "Run it again." Another legal pick. Run it again. MJ said, "Will, if you do it again, I got something for you." Run it again. Will set the pick, illegal, and next thing you know, MJ just hauled off. Gave him a righty. And the crazy thing, the next day we had to travel someplace, and Will got on the bus looking like if you watch the Little Rascals, the dog Petey with a black eye. Yeah, he had a shiner. Yeah.
We got to give Uncle Will a chance to defend himself here.
Course.
What were they illegal picks or were they legal picks?
Oh, no, they were illegal. But Johnny Bach, but like he's talking about, it was in preparation for the playoffs.
Okay.
And so me, BJ, me, Stacy, Greg Hodges, who was the fifth?
Scott Wood.
Might have been Scott Williams, Rodney McRae, one of those.
Okay.
No, Rodney wasn't there yet because it was back when we were at the multiplex.
Oh, okay.
Might have been Cliff.
Wayne Cliff? Okay.
It could have been
Hobson.
yeah.
Okay.
You know, we'd go down to the other end and run. Now during the regular season, we'd only like do 2 or 3 plays, high frequency. But in the playoffs, we're running like 12 different plays, right? And the one thing they kept talking about is they're just going to, you know, they were talking about they're going to use the term, they're going to just continue to lay wood on Michael in the hopes that, you know, I think it was preparing for the Milwaukee Bucks actually.
Okay.
That just hopefully by the fourth quarter he loses his legs, right? They're just going to keep running him off screens. They're going to keep running these plays, and you know, before that happened, Michael yelled at me, you know, if you do that again, I'm going to hit you, and I was just like, I doubt it, but okay. But then it wasn't Phil, it was Johnny Bach just yelled, run it again. And I looked at BJ, and BJ's like, all right. So I just remember I'm telling myself, I'm like, I seriously doubt he's going to hit me, but just in case he does, I better get my money's worth. So I literally, it was like a UCLA cut, right? Yeah. BJ throws it to the wing, which is going to be Alvin Robinson guarding MJ, but now
great defender.
Milwaukee on offense. So I'm like, well, here we go. So I didn't even, the one that Horace is talking about, before I would try to step and then just hip check him, right? That was why it was illegal.
Okay.
But the one where he got mad where I knocked him to the ground and he got up and swung at me is I just ran right through him. I never stopped.
Oh, man.
So it might have been Darryl Walker maybe.
Oh, okay,
right?
okay.
So he started moving, and I hadn't said it yet, so I just kept running and just flattened his ass, and he jumped up and hit me. But I still was surprised he did it. But, you know, he always says, I warned you, right? But he got me just enough to where it kind of stunned me for a second, and then I remember I started to run after him, and all of a sudden I felt somebody grab me. It was Eddie Neal, and he goes, that's probably not a good idea.
I mean, I like the fact that he gave you a warning. Yeah. Like, yo, you said a pick like that again, and you were just like, I'm about to call Michael Jordan's bluff.
Right. He was just spending all summer in the weight room. He knew what he was doing.
That's right. 8%, homie. Wow. That's awesome, Will.
That's true confidence right there.
That's awesome,
and
Will.
True, you know, DGAF energy.
And this is why we love Will, man.
That's right.
That energy, bro. Like he said, it's big Will. You ain't want none of that.
You know, you think about that. If that happened these days, I could probably sue him for like $2-3 million.
Yeah, absolutely you could.
Oh, and like that would, you know, do anything to his bank accounts?
Yeah, but no. His though.
You know what? You should. I don't know. What's that legal term? Where it's like it's too long after the crime.
Statute of limitations.
Oh, there you go.
Statute
of limitations. I don't know if you can still get that checked.
But it's still the mental anguish.
Yes, that's right.
We got to knock out another ad break. When we'll come back, we're going to dive into Billy Donovan and Bulls rebuild talk. Hit that like button. It's free. BRB.
Perdue.
CHGO Bulls is brought to you by Old National Bank. Whether it's on the field or the hardwood or in your financial life, the best teams win by delivering excellence at every level. Listen up, Michael. At Old National Bank, they believe that every play matters. From everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking, their team is here to build momentum and help you move the ball forward. It all starts with a plan tailored for you by professionals that you can trust. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each and every step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported not just today, but well into the future.
Nice.
So whether you're celebrating a win, rebuilding after a tough loss, or gearing up for whatever comes next, they've got your back with tools, insights, and an expert crew that is always in your corner. Old National Bank, member FDIC, where relationships and results matter.
Big shout out to my man Ray. New Chevrolet models are in store at Ray Chevrolet, and it's your chance to shop hot deals all month long during their auto show sales event. Stop in today and drive home with 0% financing on 72 months on all new Chevy models, or check out their selection of over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. With one of Chicagoland's largest Chevy inventory, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle for yourself. And as one of the top-selling Chevy dealers in the Midwest, they're able to keep their prices competitive, so you know you're going to get a great deal. And, of course, they got that race price promise, y'all. Let you shop confidently, because the price you say is the price y'all gonna pay. So go see it for yourself. Visit our partner at their convenient location right on Route 12 in Fox Lake, and don't miss out on their auto show sales event going on all month long.
All month.
At 0% financing for 72 months on all new Chevy models. Shop Ray Chevrolet in Fox Lake or at raychevrolet.com. They've been serving the community.
Since when?
Well, since 19. Together, let's try.
CHGO Bulls rolling along here on Wednesday. Let us now get to the original take.
All right.
The original take brought to you by our friends at Hooters. Cheer on your favorite team from any of the 11 Chicagoland Hooters locations, or check them out at originalhooters.com. And by the way, we already plugged our Hangout Michelob Ultra Papa Shot at Standard tomorrow evening. There's also, from what I hear, going to be some Hooters gift cards given away at said event.
All right.
So if you don't win the Papa Shot,
All right, now I might show
I'm
up.
about to say you missing out.
you can at least get some solid gift card action for some beers and some wings. Okay, my Hooters original take. You guys ready for it?
Not really, but
Billy Donovan's not super happy right now.
Ooh.
That's my take.
Oh, that's a hot one, too.
I mean, how many times in this 10-game losing streak have we seen on the broadcast? Let's check in with Billy Donovan. Says the camera crew, and the camera crew flashes over to Billy Donovan, and he's got his arms crossed, and he's yelling, or he's staring at the floor, or rolling his eyes, and calling several timeouts within the matter of seconds.
Yeah.
I feel for Billy, because I don't know that this is a particularly fun coaching job right now.
Yeah.
I also think that the bigger conversation in question, though, is does Billy want to be here next season and beyond? He's asked about it a lot.
Yeah.
So to kind of kick off this convo, I just kind of wanted to quickly highlight a quote from Billy at last year's deadline
Okay.
and a quote from Billy at this year's deadline. Let's start with the one, Joey, if you will, via Sam Smith's write-up on NBA.com on February 5th, 2025, when Billy was asked after the Zach LaVine trade his thoughts on where the team was headed. Quote, I think there's maybe a lot of things. Clearly, we're making a shift. I want to be part of building something, but what direction are we going, and how are we going to build, and what are we going to do? I don't think anybody inside the organization has those answers right now, just because I don't know if anything's totally complete at this point in time. Fast forward to February 5th, same date, 2026, a.k.a. just a couple weeks ago, and this was from our guy Joe Cowley's write-up in the Chicago Sun-Times. Billy, quote, the part about the OKC thing regarding being asked about not wanting to be a part of their rebuild and leaving and taking the Bulls job, even when I came to the Bulls, it was a rebuild in terms of we had a lot of young guys. There were some decisions that were going to be made. To be honest with you, most of my time in college was to rebuild teams and rosters. We have to sit down as an organization, quite honestly, myself, ownership, and the front office, and find the direction, the clarity of, again, the roster is kind of flipped, right? End quote. It's a year apart, and it's Billy saying, I'm happy to rebuild. I love rebuilding. I rebuilt in college. I arrived here in Chicago in the middle of an early rebuild that hadn't quite taken off yet. Mm-hmm. I got no problems coaching rebuilds. But that being said, what the heck is the plan here?
Yeah.
That's me paraphrasing.
Can I offer just a little bit more context before we
Please
dig
do.
into it?
Yeah.
Because we've asked Billy this multiple times over the last couple of years,
Flex.
and his response has always kind of been that he wanted to feel like he was in partnership with the front office, that he like kind of what he was saying there. It doesn't seem to me that he was like anti-rebuild. And in fact, when you talk to him about like the things that are most fulfilling to him about his job, what he'll oftentimes bring up is investing and like pouring his effort into teaching young guys how to play and seeing them grow. He talked about this with Io, with Kobe, last night even just with Kobe. And he's talked about it a bunch with Modest. And so I don't think that this is a situation where Billy's like, okay, I'm out of here because there's no more talent on the team. I think what he wants is to feel involved in the trajectory of the team. And I think, to his point, last year and this year, the team got gutted a little bit last year when they moved on from Zach, and they kind of caught lightning in a bottle. But now they've even, dismembered it further. And so I think that there's not really a clear direction. As we said after the deadline, this is not a complete picture that we're looking at right now with the roster. And a lot of people are like, oh, what are the Bulls doing? And it was like, clearly they just tried to flip their guys to get more talent so they could try to flip those guys too. They weren't able to accomplish a lot of that. And so I think heading into this offseason, they have an opportunity. I'm not sure they'll execute on it, but they have an opportunity to put together a more cohesive roster with other young players that are going to fit the timeline with Modest, with Giddey, with Noah. And they've still got some good role players that are kind of in their mid-20s, Okoro, Trey, and Jalen Smith. I think they're going to continue to build around that group. And at that point, I think we will have a better understanding of, is this something that Billy's interested in coaching? Now, they may have to make that decision before, or they may not be able to execute on all that stuff before Billy makes his decision, whatever that may be. He is under contract. But that would be my added context here of just, I don't think there's anything that he feels like emotionally against or objects to the idea of building something. I think it just, to me, it kind of sounds like he wants to be part of something that's like building in the right direction as opposed to just a complete tear down that has like no real path.
Yeah.
Which I think is fair.
I think it's totally.
It's definitely different from what he said last year to what he said this year. Last year, it more so sounded like I'm in lockstep with you, and this year it sounds like, wait, what? We're doing what? At least that's what it sounded like, what he just read. It just seems like I'm not inside. I don't know. But it seemed like he was caught off guard maybe by some of this stuff, some of these things that went down, and he was just like, I'd like to know what's going on. And for a guy who was being sold here as kind of a trio when it first started out was Eversley, AK, and Billy Donovan. Like, every time we went to Summer League, we always saw those three together.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was. And when we see them speaking after games during the offseason, it was always them. It was always a unit kind of thing. To hear something like that and the way he spoke about it just was like, that's interesting, because it sounds a little fractured with how he's saying. And, like, I don't know what's going on, and I don't like that I don't know what's going on. And I'd like to, rectify that, you know what I'm saying, and figure out what the hell we're doing here. And, again, this is just me reading into it, guys. This is all this is. But that's just what it felt like, just seeing the difference, and thank you for showing that, man. Mm-hmm. But just seeing the difference in that from last year to what it is now just sounds like he either wasn't on board or didn't know how this was going to go down with letting everybody go or making these trades that they made. And now he doesn't know exactly the direction of the team and would like some direction. I don't like hearing that from somebody who's supposed to be in lockstep with the two guys that are upstairs.
And Perdue, I think there's a difference between him saying that a year ago, 2 days after the team trades Zach LaVine. Okay, like, I'm down to still be here. Let's figure out what the plan is. I don't think anybody in the building knows what the plan is because we just made a big change. We got to figure this out. Him saying essentially the same thing. I've got to sit down with ownership, with the front office, and talk about clarity of direction a year later. I mean, what do you make of that?
Well, one of the things that I've tried to assess of what Billy's dealing with is I always start with this, right? The wins and losses aren't on Arturas or Mark Eversley. They're on Billy.
They're on his record, yeah.
Whether it's his fault or not.
Right.
Okay? And he's not a younger coach anymore. He's a veteran coach with a significant amount of games under his belt, right?
Yeah.
I applauded them them meaning Mark and AK bringing him here, right? He was brought here for a reason. That was to change the culture. Everybody talks about that. I think he's done that, first and foremost. Okay. But at the end of the day, what is a coach's ultimate goal?
Win a championship.
Exactly. But also win games.
Sure.
Right? So
on your way to a championship.
Do me a favor and what exactly is his record right now?
As the Bulls head coach?
Just as a coach.
Great
As a
question.
total head coach. Okay. Shout out to his time in OKC.
I think it was
that's gonna help it.
195 and 205 before this season.
So even then, before this,
462 and 387 spanning OKC.
397.
Chicago, yeah.
and what is his record in Chicago?
In Chicago, it's 219
219
and
and
240.
240?
Okay, so
Eesh.
Yeah.
my point in asking that is that, I mean, listen, Billy's a company man. He's done a really good job of handling the media. I always make the joke that maybe he should run for mayor, right?
The Bulls already had a mayor coach. His name was Fred.
Yeah. Good point. He was the mayor, but he wasn't a mayor.
Correct.
But let's, I digress, but and one of the things that Billy has done a really good job that has been unfortunate for him is because, and I find it a little ironic and humorous because even Joe Cowley, Casey Johnson, Will Gottlieb, you guys have gotten to the point where you feel bad for Billy because you prefaced the question by, well, because we can't talk to AK or Mark, we have to ask you, kind of like, don't get mad at us.
Don't put those words in Goat's mouth. I don't know if Goat's ever started a question that way.
I mean, I haven't prefaced the question that way, but we've definitely all asked those types of questions.
For
where
sure,
It's like,
yeah.
we would like to know an answer from upstairs. We can't really do that. So, and that's part of his job too, is to be the organizational figurehead. I've always said
But he's the mouthpiece.
That's maybe his best quality.
Yeah, I mean, how he's handled that. But I also think what you're seeing from the answers that he's now giving, I'm not saying these are cryptid at all. I think it's just the frustration is starting to bubble to the top because as you saw, there's very similar answers from a year ago till now. So it kind of, and listen, I personally would like to applaud the fact that they've decided to, and I know, what's the word?
Stage?
Stage.
Yes, not a rebuild. It's a stage.
Okay. I don't want to use the word tank, but they have lost 10 in a row. But
Shout out.
Trying to win.
they've decided to change direction. I think basically what Billy is saying is that I, as the leader of this group, would like to know what that direction is.
Yes.
Right. Exactly.
Because I saw the trade deadline press conference. Okay. I've talked to people about it. I think this is a great to get your guys' input. What exactly did you guys take from that? Did you feel like, okay, they have a direction? Or do you feel like that they're, okay, let's throw spaghetti at the wall, see what sticks?
That part.
Yeah. It wasn't even spaghetti. It was SpaghettiOs that they threw at the wall to see what sticks.
Shout out Chef Boyardee.
no offense to SpaghettiOs.
But I will say this,
It's an
right?
insult to SpaghettiOs.
Did you get value for Vooch? Yes.
I would say what projects to be very early second round pick for expiring contract Vooch is some value.
Yes.
Right, but
agreed.
I'm not talking about totality, just from a player standpoint. Let's not even talk about the draft picks. Did you get value for Vooch? Let's not talk about the fact that, the guy you brought has an expiring contract.
And a fractured wrist.
They got a solid, like what will be a good second round pick. So I
Right,
think that's good
okay.
value.
Did you get value for who went to Detroit?
Kevin Herter.
Herter.
I think so. It may not turn out great, and so far, obviously, with the injury stuff, it hasn't. But I think the process with that move and the idea behind it was the right
100%
one.
agree.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, but the question then I have is that, okay, you want to get value for guys that are on expiring contracts because there's a chance they may not come back and you won't be able to re-sign them.
Mm-hmm.
But then they just made a trade for talented guys, but all on expiring contracts.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And
Save Rob Dillingham, who still's got an additional year on his rookie deal.
Right,
But he's the
but-
only one.
as Goat pointed out, a guy that is still potential with a capital P,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And we're kind of seeing, okay, we've got to give this guy some time to see if he can kind of grow into this potential,
Yeah.
right? But the question is now is we basically, how many guards do we have?
6.
And how many guys are on the roster?
15.
So I'm just like, okay, I want to give you credit for the changes that you've made, but have those changes changed the direction, or are we still kind of like a rudderless ship of where are we going?
Even if the roster imbalance skews a little bit towards guards, like Billy Donovan loves guards. I think his question would probably be more so, which of these guards, if any, aside from Josh Giddey, should we keep? And other than that, where is our plan to bring in other talent for Josh, Modest, and hopefully Noah? You're right now 3 core pieces.
Yeah, but
to play
here's
with.
but that's I'm glad you brought that up. But here's the other issue that's gonna take some time. I mean, doing these Windy City Bulls games, I got to see Noah Essengay play a little bit. Mm-hmm. Okay,
What do you think?
the guy's got potential, but the problem is he's hurt, so he wasn't able to address any of his weaknesses.
Yeah.
So not only are we back to square one, we might even be back to like negative square 5.
How so? What do you mean?
Because now, because of the injury, he's not playing at all,
Right.
Not lifting.
not working out at all.
Yeah.
Okay, I got
He's
you.
not getting quicker. He's not getting stronger. He's not addressing any of his weaknesses. He's focusing on rehabilitation of an injury.
Right, I got you.
Okay.
He's not getting reps at game speed where he can learn how to play the game.
Not even getting Windy City reps.
I think from just briefly watching him play with Windy City, you can tell that he has a intelligence factor
Yes,
as a young kid.
I agree with that.
Okay.
100%.
But probably the most important thing in this whole process isn't his strength and his quickness. It's the experience, which he now has none. How many minutes did he actually play with the Bulls?
6.
What that? Good call.
Well, that number's
But I
up
think
there.
that's kind of the
But
point
I'm not
that-
saying he's not going to be a good pick.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm just saying you're basically, I mean, this guy's going to be back on,
basically a rookie next year.
he's back on the table. He could be Rookie of the Year next year, even though he was drafted this year. Right? So it's just, you're taking a big step back
Yes.
to go forward, which you kind of have to do as the way the league is set now because of the collective bargaining agreement. And Callie makes a very valid point, right? If you're waiting for a big name guy to hit free agency, it's probably not going to happen.
No.
Because at the end of the day, I'll ask you this question, Mr. Peck.
That's you.
Let's just say dollars to dollars, right?
Jerry's to Jerry's. Yes.
It's
Continue.
it's just an example. Please don't read anything into this.
Okay.
I'm just hypothetically speaking,
Yeah.
okay? You're at CHGO, but and let's just say you're making X dollars, okay?
Negative square 5. Gotcha.
Always about your contract.
Always.
But let's say that WGN calls and says, we're going to start our own podcast, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, and we're going to give you Y dollars. And these Y dollars, you couldn't get in this office fast enough to say, guys, thank you very much for everything. I'm out. Oh, but I will give you a chance to match. You can't do it? I didn't think so. Sayonara. Right? I know it's funny,
Yeah.
Hilarious.
but basically you're now looking at contracts that can differentiate because of how the collective bargaining agreement is written by $50 to $70 million.
Right.
Would you disagree with that?
That's like the maximum contract.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's trending that way.
So I don't care who you are, how much money you've made, you're not leaving that on the table, regardless of how bad the team is that you're on.
Right.
It's just not happening.
As we said the other day, the Bulls are not prying Jalen Duren away from the Pistons, the number 1 seed Pistons.
They might try. They have, but they have the money to be able to do that.
No.
They might not be able to get guys on who are restricted.
But
to-
then here's the issue though. Okay, Jalen Duren, I love that kid.
Yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
But where are you if he's your highest paid player?
Better than where the Bulls are.
No, I get that, but then are you a contender or are you just a playoff team?
Well,
That's what goes back to my point about like this is just so incomplete right now.
Right.
And this summer is gonna go a long way into seeing whether this is like you have the canvas and you've maybe started painting on a little bit, but now you have like all these paints you can work with, or if it's still you've got like Josh Giddey and Modest there, but you've got no other paints. And the flexibility is great, the cap space is great, but yeah, I mean the Pistons, if they match Duren, then what do you like? And so I think there's things that they can do, but right now it's just hard. And to Billy's point, I think from what he's trying to say is that it's hard to see what the vision is because it's so far away from being complete.
Right.
Right,
I
but
don't
I'll
think we're
also-
going to
now,
see
hold
an
on.
answer
Let me-
to that
let me throw
until
some-
this summer.
Yeah. Let me throw something else at you. I like Josh Giddey, first and foremost. I like his intelligence level. Remember when we talked about the very first press conference, I'm like, this dude's playing chess when everybody else is playing checkers.
Called him a savant.
Right? And I still believe that because how old is he now? 22? 24, right? I mean, the guys can play another 10 to 12 years. So he's still going to get better. How much better, we're not sure. But to my point, I think this
23. Don't want the Giddey committee coming after me. He's 23.
I mean, he's borderline all-star,
Hey, Giddey committee.
right?
Yeah.
And listen, my reasoning might have been flawed when I said that the growth of Modest will prevent him from making the all-star team, but he still didn't make it,
He did not.
okay? Do I think he's going to get there? Yeah.
Yeah.
But then that's my next question is, if he's your best player, where are you?
Ding. And look, to me, again, circling this back to Billy, that's the question that I think he needs to have answered
And I think
by the people who are making roster construction decisions, because it's not Billy making those decisions.
right, but I think to your point then, if we're talking about it,
Yeah.
Billy's thinking it.
Right. And the other factor, and I totally blanked on this until I was digging up some of our stuff from this time a year ago. Last summer, Billy signed an extension. So Billy and the Bulls don't need to go to the negotiating table between one another this summer. Billy can wait and see, okay, who do we get in the draft? Did we add a quality top 5 pick? Did we add 2 first-round picks because Portland came through and went to the playoffs? And then from there, what kind of margin moves do we make this offseason with our cap flexibility? And then maybe after seeing their off-season transactions come to fruition, Billy could, with himself first and then maybe, with the team, front office, and ownership after, have a conversation about, I do believe in this, I don't believe in that, what's the answer to this question, to decide if he still wants to be here. Because if he doesn't see a path to, coaching up a younger team to turn it into something that isn't just we're bad or we might be able to fight our way back to the play-in tournament, I mean, call me crazy, but I wouldn't want it. I wouldn't want that job.
To me, that is the biggest concern hanging over this franchise is are they going to end up doing an acceleration move the way they did with Vooch and with DeMar that gets them back to the middle and try to go from there? Or are they going to feel comfortable being uncomfortable and being bad for a while or until they get lucky? And if they jump into the top 4 this year and then get Boozer, DeBanso, Wilson, Peterson, and the Blazers make the playoffs and they get the 14, 15, 16th pick, and you can pry Peyton Watson or Tari Eason away, like you're cooking and you're in a good spot.
Frying.
But that's like the most optimistic outlook, and that I think that would be obviously great, but you're still kind of wondering who's the lead dog here. But at least you have a bunch of paints that you can use.
Yeah.
I don't know if it works out that way. Maybe you get a couple of those things and not all of them. To me, that's the biggest thing is like, how long is this going to take? And I think watching these games, how they've looked the last couple of weeks, watching some of the frustration, it feels like, yeah, you're going to need a lot of luck to get yourself out of this thing. But if not, it's just like, how long is it going to take? And how long are they going to feel comfortable allowing this process to play out when that is really the best way to do it is through the draft? But, man, is it hard to watch some of these games the way they are right now.
So, okay, before we wrap up here, Perdue, say Billy is weighing options this summer. Whereas his predecessors, Hoiberg went back to college.
He did. Beating up people.
The bald-headed menace went back to being an assistant on somebody else's bench.
Hate his guts.
With his pedigree, and despite his win-loss record with these Chicago Bulls, if Billy were to go and like obviously the Bulls would have to allow him to do so to break out of his contract. And the Knicks came calling to Billy last summer, and the Bulls said no, right? Like that was reported.
Yeah.
Do you think Billy gets another NBA head coaching offer or offers if he decides that Chicago's not where he wants to be?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought, too.
There's
but it's just like maybe is there some semblance of if Billy walks away from this head coaching job in the NBA, he won't get another one. I for all of the things the Bulls fans have complained about with Billy over the years, and some of them valid in my opinion, I don't think he's a guy who's not going to get another head coaching job offer.
Like that.
Between now and when he will get more offers.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, but
The Knicks called for freaking crying out loud.
let's also be very clear here, okay? One of the things that Arturas talked about was he had to convince Billy to come back. He had to, because Billy, if correct me if I'm wrong, but when they had the welcome Billy to Chicago press conference, basically, according to what Arturas said, and if I'm wrong, please correct me, he basically said, I'm not taking no for an answer. You're coming to Chicago.
I do recall that, yeah.
And Billy was like kind of hesitant because he had basically mentally accepted the fact, okay, I'm going to step away from the game for a while.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of reset.
Yep.
Pull a Tibbs.
Yep.
But, and then
Chill in Florida.
get back to the game. But Arturas talked about how I convinced him to come to Chicago. I wouldn't say no. Yeah. But that to me is a coach's mentality because Doc Rivers told me this, and I've had other coaches tell me this. They stay in the business for this long, and they continue to deal with this because they feel like they can make a difference. At the end of the day, this is all they know.
All they've been doing.
Wow, yeah. I if I'm Billy Donovan, I don't know what I'm doing coming into the summer. I would need some answers.
Well,
It's going to depend on what the outcome of some of these early free agency and drafts.
But I'm going to make a comment from a coach's perspective.
Go ahead.
Just playing with some guys that are coaches.
Yes.
The closer his record gets to 500, the more frustrated he's going to become.
How so?
Because when his career is over, that's all he's got.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Is his collective
I was
NBA
still
head
thinking
coach
Bulls. Yes,
win-loss record.
I got it. Yes,
Yeah.
and you're 100% correct.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, as we're learning, you're forgotten about quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, Billy's how old? If I'm 60, he's what?
60.
So we're the same age, right?
Yeah.
When he gets to be 72, he's probably not going to be coaching, and you see some kid, hey, you coach in the league? Yeah.
Right.
The first question, what was your record? And then, if Billy says,
Hall of Fame.
what was your record?
Well, I put a little asterisk next to it, and then I omit the ones where Arturas was my boss. How about that?
Just say Hall
But
of Fame.
not even that. It's just people always jump to conclusions and say he just says, okay, my record was 400 and 400.
Yeah.
Some kid's going to turn to his buddies and goes, this guy sucked. But he's in the Hall of Fame for a reason, and I think rightfully so. He should.
Yes.
But
And
now
now his former colleagues in Chicago will say, hey, 500, not bad. That sounds great.
I'll take it.
Did you go to the play-in tournament 16 times?
I'm just saying that's not what he hangs his hat on.
For sure, yeah.
Right.
But he thinks about that.
Sure.
Yeah, as would I think most people who have this career in this life. Sadly, we are out of time for today, but fear not. If you want to hang out with us, join us at the Standard Bar in Wicker Park tomorrow, starting at 6 p.m. Bulls tip off against the Blazers at 7. Huge implications to that game. Let's go fill in the blank team. You can take your pick.
Game 6.
And then we will be back here for a live post game. Goat's going to be hard at work at the UC. Follow Goat, Will_Gottlieb. Read his stuff, allchgo.com. Become a diehard. We got a diehard sale going on right now. $36 for your first year with promo code GOAT when you sign up to become a new diehard member. Follow our guy, Will Perdue, the legend, 4-time champ, Will_Perdue 32. Big Day Bow, BAWL Sports. I'm Bulls_Peck. We are CHGO.
Can I say one more thing?
Bulls, you may.
I want to take a page out of Will's book.
Great book.
Damn good book.
Because of what he's talked about. You may have said it before we actually went on the air, but because Billy has said that he loves developing players.
He did.
So I think that right now, as far as Billy's concerned, his work is not done here.
Yeah.
Because, he was here when Modest got drafted. right? I think there's some other players that he still wants to work with, no Essengay being one of them. So I'd be willing to bet that he's at least going to be here next year, unless something dramatic happens.
I would say the same. But
We are one for drama.
Something dramatic could happen.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, we've seen it.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Shout out to our guy Joey C on M Controls. Shout out to Sarah Bear for the support today as well. Hit that like button. Shout out to you, Bulls Nation, if you haven't done it yet. On your way out, it wasn't a game night, so no tank spin. But we'll see what happens tomorrow.
We'll see.
Bulls Blazers. We will see y'all at Standard Bar tomorrow, 6 p.m. Free entry. Come hang out with us. Get some shots up in that Papa Shop for your chance to win 4 free Bulls tickets.
Perdue down in
Why
spirit.
not come? All right. Appreciate you. Talk to you tomorrow. Hopefully see some of you tomorrow. Bulls Nation. Much love. See you right. Be good.
Love y'all, man. 4-time champ. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.